Hello.
Hello.
Today we're talking about the sound ng in English. This can sometimes be a little bit tricky for some non-native speakers to pronounce, namely because it doesn't exist in their language or it's not as common. For example, people from Russia and Poland tend to struggle with the ng sound.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, you might hear them pronouncing as a ng sound instead of ng. So, for example, you might hear them saying a song, to bring, bringing, singing, because this is how those sounds would be pronounced in their language. So people from other countries, for example, Germany, might have the tendency to do the opposite. So they will tend to pronounce everything as a ng sound, even though you should pronounce the g. So, for example, in words like English, or a finger, or single, sometimes they will pronounce that as a ng when you should actually be saying single, finger, English.
Yeah.
This is because an ng sound in German is always pronounced ng.
Ah, yes, because Germans say the name Inga. We say Inga, but the German name is Inge, actually. It's not. It shouldn't be Inga, but we tend to say it that way.
Yes, and when they say in German, they would say English, not English. Mm-hmm. So how do you make a ng sound for those who find it more difficult? How do you make it?
Some people tend to just do a n sometimes. They'll do n instead of ng because ng is quite tricky for some people. But all you have to do is, you can demonstrate. Prepare your tongue as if you're going to say a g or a k. So raise the back of the tongue so that it touches the soft palate. And keep it there. Keep it there while you hum, and the sound will come out of your nose. Right, and that's how you do a ng.
Okay, so how do you pronounce, do you say ng or do you say g in English?
Or do you say ng or do you say ng?
Yes.
Because sometimes you pronounce the g and sometimes you don't.
Mm-hmm.
How do we know?
Well, in Southern Standard British English, if there's an ng sound at the end of a word, it will always be pronounced ng. So, for example, wrong, a song, to bring, to sing. This can, of course, vary across England. So, for example, if you came from Liverpool, you would say to ring, to sing a song. But in Southern Standard British English, it's always pronounced ng.
Right, and what about if the ng is in the middle of the word? Is that going to be a n or a ng?
I think that can vary, can't it?
Yeah, because we have the word singer, which is ng, and we have the word finger, which is ng. How are we supposed to know?
Is there a tip?
There is a tip, yes. If the word is derived from a verb that ends in ng, like sing, ring, hang, then if you lengthen the word and turn it into a noun or a adjective, it will retain that ng sound. So for example, a ringer, so a bell ringer. It's not going to be a bell ringer, it's going to be a bell ringer. A singer, from the verb sing. A hanger, from the verb hang.
Again, this is Southern Standard British English.
Yes.
In parts of the north, that G sound would be pronounced.
Yeah. And whereas other words that are not derived from verbs will have the ng plus G sound. So, for example, single.
Anger.
Anger, yes. To linger.
English.
English, yes. Oh, but wait, what about a banger?
A banger.
The sausage, a banger.
Bangers and mash.
Surely that's not from the verb bang, is it?
Well, actually, apparently it is from the verb to bang.
Is it?
Yes, because during the First World War, when they were low on meat, they would tend to put a lot of filler in sausages, including water, which would cause them to bang or explode when cooking them. So that's apparently where the term banger comes from.
So bangers and mash, that comes from the verb bang.
Yes.
Well, that's something I didn't know.
Accentology.